Guten Morgen, lads and lassies, and welcome back to the YouTube. Now, full disclaimer, arrived at the cable park and my camera lens is broken, so we'll see how this goes. However, today I'm going to talk about 5 easy tricks that you can do off a kicker. Now, these are ranging from beginner kind of up to intermediate. So the first one of those is just going over the kicker, a heel side jump. Now, ideally you want a small kicker, but it completely depends on what your cable park has to offer. But basically what you want to do is you want to ride out to the kicker, starting from underneath the cable, and just progress out to it, and then 2 or 3 feet before it you basically want to level your board so you're completely flat, take your backhand off and just try and ride over it whilst keeping your knees bent. That is trick number 1. Trick number 2 is to then actually do that toe side. So that means approaching it frontwards on. So again, you want to start underneath the cable, cut out nice and gradually towards it. Now, top tip is to actually add a little bit extra weight to your front foot than you normally would. Then again, as you get to the kicker, flatten off, make sure you're fully flat. Now, a lot of people tend to flatten off too much and then go up onto their arse, so just make sure to just stay flat, don't go too much onto the heels. Backhand off, head up, ride over it, bend the knees, keep your head up for as long as you can. Then when you get back on the landing, you're fine to come back in. That one's a little bit weird, so just make sure that you really look at the opposite shore whilst you're doing it. Trick number 3 is to do a kicker switch. Now again, ideally a small kicker here, but effectively switch is riding the opposite foot forward. A lot of people ask me, how do I ride switch? The secret sauce is to actually practice it, because a lot of us tend to go out wakeboarding and not actually ride switch too often, so the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So trick number 3 is then doing the kicker switch. It's a mirror opposite of doing it normally. However, a big thing when riding switch is we tend to have our shoulders quite open, so try and put them more parallel with the board. And then again, as you ride over the kicker, backhand off, head up, knees bent, boom. Trick number 4, it's all about 180. So it's up for debate what the easiest 180 is, and I'm actually going to put all 4 of them as trick number 4. So whether it's a Toeside 180, a half cab, which is a switch heel side 180, or a heel side 180, all 3 of those lie under number 4. Now, the biggest tip with them is to go up the kicker with 2 hands. As you take off, bring the back hip up to the handle, and then look to the opposite shore as you land. Take the original front hand off and just bend the knees. The better you are at switch riding, the easier this is going to be for pretty obvious reasons. And then trick number 5. So it could go on to some more intermediate stuff, but instead we're going to keep it nice and basic, and that is a grab. So I'll put in a tutorial link there to how to grab, but basically you want to ride up the kicker as you normally would. You want to be trying to get a little bit more height, so maybe to get that more height, wait a little bit longer, cut out faster. But as you get to the top of the kicker, you want to get up in the air first. When you're comfortable, you're up, you're flying high. At that point, you don't actually want to reach down, you want to instead bring the board up to you. So suck both knees up equally, try and keep your head up, and maybe begin by touching your shin or your binding, and then eventually try and grab the front of the board. And then as you land again, bend your knees, keep your head up, and va va boom va va va, you have done 5 basic tricks. And actually technically you might have done 8, but there you go. That is just a really quick 5 easy beginner tricks to learn on a cable, off a kicker specifically. There's obviously a million different obstacles, and the way your cable park is set up is going to play a huge toll in it. So here we're quite lucky, we've got some small kickers to learn on. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy. If you did, give the video a like, comment below what kind of tricks you'd like to see tutorials in soon, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.